Testing. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6.
It sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
You know how I've been watching 100-Foot Wave?
Yeah.
Well, we're also watching Top Chef.
Okay.
And the other day I messed up and I called it Top Wave. And then I was like, okay, if it's Top Wave, then it would be 100-Foot Chef. And I have been cracking myself up. So like Tyler was out last night and I was making myself some pasta and I just thought out loud. I thought 100-Foot Chef and I started laughing.
How do you think he cooks in the kitchen?
You know, it's like
he or she, I guess, could be 100 feet tall.
In my head, it's a he.
Yeah,
because he's huge. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just like a limby guy.
Right. It's like
it's Victor Wembanyama. That's what it is.
That's the 100-Foot Chef.
100-Foot Chef.
Put a hat on him. All
yeah.
Right. That's all. Okay.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Madeline.
We're back.
We are back once again.
Can you believe it?
Yeah. I was trying to think
of a joke. You took a second.
I was trying to think of a joke, but I didn't have anything.
I was actually surprised you didn't do a Madeline hello.
I know, right? I thought I would switch it up so that it would be exciting the next time I do it.
That was just OG.
I think Madeline hello is my favorite.
Oh, it's the best one.
So I think I'm going to start just doing that.
It's the best one.
So that was a farewell to Hi, Madeline.
Early listeners will remember just Hi, Madeline.
Hi, Charlotte. Wait.
Hello. Yes, you. You over there. Ma'am in the corner.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Charlotte.
You are Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, yeah. How are you?
I'm loopy.
Feeling a little loopy.
Feeling great.
Yes.
Had a lovely weekend.
Yes.
My parents were in town. You met them.
Incredible.
Shout out to my parents.
Shout out. I know that they will be watching, and we had a blast. My husband and I loved meeting you guys. Thank you for letting us crash.
That's so sweet.
Have some lovely pastries.
Yeah, I'm biased.
It was so
They're
nice.
The best. It was lovely.
I was saying to Cutter that you are the perfect blend of both of them. You really are. Like your personality is like it's like the perfect intersection. You're like, if you saw the three, you'd be like, yeah, of course this is their kid.
I mean, it makes a little more sense too.
Yeah,
You're
of
like,
course.
why is she like that? And then it's like,
oh no, only the good things. Only the good things.
You're the best. Also, we have a special guest here who is off camera.
Yes,
but
my dog Henry is here. Shout out Henry.
I love Henry.
He's the best.
I'm obsessed with Henry.
Thank you for letting me bring him over.
I love when Henry comes over.
Oh, well, he may start having
anytime.
A recurring segment.
Henry can stay here anytime he needs to.
That's so nice.
It's the truth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would be honored to leave him in your presence.
Yes, I would be a good dog aunt.
A daunt?
Daunt.
A daunt.
Do you say aunt or aunt?
Aunt.
I say aunt, and that's self-conscious about it.
That tracks. It feels very northeastern for you. I feel like aunt, my southern. I'm like, my aunt. I don't have any aunts with southern accents, but that's how it sounds.
Just imagine a little bug with a southern accent. An ant with a southern accent.
A bug?
An ant.
We're going off the rails.
Yeah, it's
little admin.
How are you? Yeah, what's up?
Oh,
admin.
We always say this at the end of the show, which we will still say this at the end of the show. But if you haven't already, please rate and review and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Rate us on Apple and Spotify. It really does make a huge difference. And follow us at Sports Gossip Show on TikTok, at Sports Gossip on Instagram.
At Mad Hill.
At
Mad_Hill.
Yes, Mad_Hill.
At The Wilder Things.
Yes.
This is why our skill sets are very well suited, because if this were left up to me, you would never know where to find us. Madeline, before
we even have an Instagram?
Before the show, Madeline was like, we should say at the top, you should like and subscribe. And
like and subscribe. We're doing like a commercial for ourselves.
What a concept.
Yeah, we're doing like a commercial for ourselves because, as always,
yes,
we're doing this ourselves.
Yes, we are doing this ourselves.
I didn't wait for you to come in on that beat, so I should have waited a second for that, but it's okay.
Oh,
it's fine.
At the rate my brain's working today, I don't know if I would have gotten there. So,
and also shameless plug.
Yes,
for my newsletter, I made some fun hats.
They're beautiful.
For my newsletter and Personal Foul. If you want a hat for the summer, go check them out on personalfoul.com. You can.
They're amazing hats. I have one. I'm very lucky.
They're fun.
So there's a new design.
Oh, yes.
But we're not going to tell you what it is because you have to go look at it.
Yeah, anyways, if you want a Personal Foul themed hat for the summer to protect yourself from the sun, go check it out.
Do it.
That was like a promo. That was like
that was-
we don't have commercials. We
that
don't
was
have ads.
Oh my God, we should start
doing like a weekly ad.
doing like
and,
our
you
own
just
ad
promo
reads.
something.
I know. I'm trying to think of what I mean.
You got to plug something.
I have my Substack.
Yeah.
I have to write. I'm working.
You were working on something that sounded interesting, and I
Yeah, I'm
like
working
you
on
should
something, and then my brain sort of short circuited.
Oh.
So I'll try to pick that back up. So the wilderthings.substack.com.
If you aren't a paying subscriber, what are you doing?
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. Same for Impersonal Foul.
Oh, thanks.
Same for the Sports Gossip Show.
Yeah, same for the Sports Gossip Show.
We should just make fake ads for fake products
We should.
as a bit.
We should make ads for the shirts we wear on a recurring basis on the show. Like you always are
yeah.
wearing like an LL Bean or
Yeah.
a vintage
This
button
is
down.
Wentworth Pengraph.
Oh yeah, Woolrich.
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 Yeah. Also a Maine based.
Is it vintage or no?
Come on.
Vintage.
Vintage.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. Should we talk
All right.
about?
Okay, let's talk about some sports gossip.
All right. In sports news, I don't even know what you would call what we just did. It wasn't about anything.
It was like an infomercial with no call to action, other than like check
Well,
out
no,
a
that part-
hat and
that
a
part was good.
newsletter that I haven't finished.
That was good. Right. You know,
we were like, you want a hat?
Can I just
and
say-
you want a newsletter that Charlotte maybe will send?
do we
Check
have
it out.
the goods for you? I just want to say something real quick.
What?
Do you feel we don't need to do drugs?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know what I
not.
mean?
No.
Like this is pure.
This is enough.
This is what's happening.
Yeah, this is enough going on.
Yeah, don't need more.
No.
Okay, sports. Haha. The Knicks are eliminated, which was a big storyline of the NBA Finals. But now we are left with the Indiana Pacers going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder in the finals. And we'll get to that matchup in a sec, but I think we need to have a little funeral for the 2024-2025 Knicks. Mostly because even in defeat, they provide us with the most possible gossip.
They do. It first of all, as a lifelong Knicks fan,
Yeah.
as of a couple
sorry,
weeks ago.
I should have started this by saying
I know,
my
it's all right.
condolences.
It's all right. We had to do our infomercial first.
Yeah.
So the condolences came later. I'm pretty bummed.
I know.
I'm bummed. I am especially bummed, though, for the gossip that won't continue this season with the Knicks.
Same. Also because, it was already starting for games that hadn't even happened. Like, if there had been a Game 7 in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, 2 seats courtside would have cost $500,000.
Insane.
And here's what I have to say about that.
What?
If one ticket costs $250,000,
Yeah.
if you're someone who is comfortable paying $500,000 to go to one game that, your team could lose,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have as much money as you have.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
you have to be.
If you could just throw that away.
That's it's not even a down payment now, which is also really depressing.
That's
But you could use a lot of it for a house.
You could use a lot of it for a lot of good things.
Exactly.
Donate it to charity.
And I
don't know
understand.
anything
I
else.
understand that it's not one or the other.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
It is
And
shocking.
I wanted to see that Marie Antoinette let them eat cake people who would have been sitting courtside.
Because then we could have checked on a map where the seats were.
Absolutely. You know?
Oh, that would have been good.
We were robbed.
Yeah, we were robbed. But we weren't robbed of gossip.
No.
So the New York Knicks, we said this last week that the vibes were off, right? We were like, something is going on with these players. And in fact, spoiler alert, reporting came out that the vibes were off.
Huh. And wouldn't you know it? Our buddy Fred Katz at The Athletic, who we shouted out last week saying, I hope he writes about this. He wrote about it.
He wrote about it. Only because of us, obviously. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, this isn't something he'd been working on.
No.
No, the vibes were off. Apparently, it seems like this is a situation where no one's a bad guy. They all seem perfectly nice or perfectly could be good teammate guys, and the personalities are not meshing.
They're not meshing.
Also, Karl-Anthony Towns apparently just kept screwing up on defense.
Yeah, which you shouldn't be doing that.
No, and also
Over
was
and over
somehow
again.
the best player in the last game. So it's very, you know what?
High love.
If I'm Brunson, and I'm really frustrated with Karl-Anthony Towns because he keeps messing up on stuff that I'm you should not mess up on this. We've been over this. There's some personality things. Brunson is clearly a very intense, winning-oriented guy. And Karl-Anthony Towns also kept committing these dumb fouls. If I were Jalen Brunson, I would be so frustrated with this guy. But then I would be even more frustrated because they were winning. They were doing better than they'd done in 25 years. I'd be like, this guy is driving me crazy.
Yeah.
And yet here we are closer to the finals than we've ever been.
Here's what I'll say, though. I don't even know if he's thinking about that.
No.
You know, because I do still think, as we talk about all the time, it's like, this is a job. I mean, I'm not saying they don't care, and they don't care historically how their company performs, but I am trying to get the mindset of like, do they even care about the historical significance if they weren't on those teams? You know what I'm saying?
I think Jalen Brunson does.
Okay.
I don't know if Kat does.
No,
Seems like maybe part, but I feel like Jalen Brunson is the kind of guy who's like, this is the banner that I carry now. This is for those who've gone before me. He's always hugging the former players. Like,
okay.
I think you can really psych yourself up.
Yeah.
I don't think Kat.
No. He's like a guy at a job who's like, when something bad happens at the job and everyone's like freaking out, I'm like, oh no, like, what are we going to do as a company? This is like horrible. And he's like, you guys, we'll be all right. It's all good. It's like, not now, Cat.
Yeah.
Not now, Cat dog.
It's
Read
like,
the room.
It's like sometimes you don't want optimism.
No. Sometimes you need to be sad or like a little worried.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And that's okay.
And it doesn't seem like he has that gear in him.
No, I like can't picture him mad.
No.
Like, can you? No. Brunson can picture him mad.
Oh, yeah.
He's locked in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cat dog, it's hard to.
Cat dog's having a good time.
He's just having a good time. He's happy to be there.
He is happy to be He's like, guys, it's a job. He's like, no, I'm sure he cares to a certain degree, but
yeah, for sure.
I don't know, Brunson I can see, tossing and turning until the next season starts.
Yeah.
Cat is, on vacation.
He's going to Mallorca.
Maybe even the Hamptons for a little New York flavor.
Right.
Oh,
for sure.
We'll see him at Surf Lodge in Montauk with Jordyn Woods.
I would love that.
Same.
Oh,
we should be so lucky.
Great fodder.
So here's something. I said this to you yesterday, and Jordyn Woods, Kat's girlfriend, fiance, and Allie Brunson, Jalen's wife. My brain.
Yes,
working overtime right now. We talked about this last week. They posted the same picture.
Yeah.
So ostensibly, maybe they sent it to each other. Someone sent it. They seem to be friends. And in a roundup of the season, Jordyn Woods posted some pictures, and one of them was Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns together at the All-Star game, which I also took to be maybe a little bit of a like, everybody calm down, these guys are fine with each other.
Yeah.
Because Allie Brunson then reposted that picture, which was pretty deep into Jordan's carousel with orange and blue hearts. So there is a world in which maybe these guys, either they're trying to do damage control, Jordyn and Allie, or these guys aren't actually like quite as frustrated with each other, or Brunson's not as frustrated with Kat as we think.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm going off vibes. I think Brunson was frustrated.
Definitely.
I think he was frustrated. I don't think he hates Cat Dog.
No.
I don't think it's anything like that. But he's definitely frustrated.
Yeah.
And I do love to think about Jordyn searching on Google Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns photo together or something like that.
Such a good question.
Because that clearly was intentional.
Yes.
It was like a Getty image. It wasn't a photo she took on her iPhone.
Oh my God, you're so right.
It's like a professional photo.
So either like it was something Kat was sent as like a media package afterwards,
right?
And she like dug through it.
Yeah, she dug through the
archives. Because it also wasn't them in Knicks gear together.
Exactly.
It was All-Star gear, which is like the two saying these are the two best. Like she hunted for that.
She hunted for it. Maybe it was implying that they've been friends since the All-Star game. I don't know.
I just love when significant others of anybody famous start doing subtle things to influence the narrative.
It's so good.
It's so good, especially on an Instagram story.
Oh, well,
I love it.
And speaking of Jordan's carousel posts, another photo that was deep in that camera roll dump. Did you see this?
No.
She posted a selfie with Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. And
Wait,
Jordyn.
really?
Yes.
I missed that.
It was like
Woods posted this?
Yes, it was like slide number 8.
And listeners of the Sports Gossip Show or fans of pop culture in general will know that Jordyn and Kylie were not speaking for a while.
They were not speaking because Jordyn may or may not have allegedly hooked up with Tristan Thompson, who was Kylie's sister Chloe's then were they boyfriend, fiance?
They had kids
and
together.
mother. They have 2 kids together.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a great situation.
No, but time heals all wounds.
Time heals all wounds.
Water under the basketball.
You know who needs to heal some wounds?
Who?
I'm just thinking about celebrities right now. Lauren Conrad and Heidi Montag. Let me tell you, I want to forgive you and I want to forget you with that tear rolling down LC's face during the hills. That was tough to watch.
So
makeup. Come on.
20 years later.
Makeup. Yeah.
Are they still not friends?
I think they're still not friends. I think they're fake cordial, but they're definitely not friends.
All right. Can I play the other side of this coin? Don't ever talk to each other again. Elsie, if Heidi, if she did something that you're just like, I don't need that in my life, blow it all up.
Okay, well,
that, my friends, is real sports media debate.
Wow.
That's how you get tension in a show.
Tension. What other show is talking about Elsie and Heidi Montag as it relates to Karl-Anthony Towns' girlfriend, who has the same sort of relationship with her ex-friend, Kylie Jenner? Name another pod.
That was even hard for me to follow. I was like,
I think I got that right.
I have something to tell you.
What?
I've been dying to tell you this. Okay,
What?
Spike Lee, film director, sits courtside at the Knicks games.
Yes.
There, you know how I feel like I've texted you every single Knicks game and been like, who is the guy sitting next to Spike Lee wearing the Apollo Jets sweatshirt?
Yes.
I found out.
Who is this man?
Okay. This was the greatest Google. I couldn't believe what I was stumbling into.
Okay.
This is a man named Al Palagonia.
Not Patagonia.
Not to be confused with our favorite brand of shorts.
Which I'm wearing right now.
I influenced
Not
Madeline.
sponsored.
I influenced Madeline to buy Patagonia baggies.
I would love to. Could you imagine if we got on the influencer list for these baggies?
I would.
You would combust.
No, that would be like a height. That would be a career high I didn't know I could dream of. I've never even thought about that because it would
You're
be,
like Larry O'Brien Trophy Patagonia influencer
baggies.
list.
Yes. I wear these shorts. I'm only not wearing them today because they're dirty.
I'm wearing them.
Oh, but I have 3 other pairs. Whatever. Anyway, Al Palagonia, not Al Patagonia.
Incredible.
But I think for these purposes, we might just call him
Mr. Patagonia.
Mr. Patagonia.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mr. Patagonia was a stockbroker at a place called D.H. Blair, and he allegedly, I'm pretty sure he hooked Spike Lee up with his first courtside seats ever.
All right.
Okay, so this guy's a big-time stockbroker. He's a big deal in the city. He's wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
But then in late 90s, early 2000s, I have this SEC.gov. There is a whole legal thing, and it says, on June 4th, 2001, in an action before the Supreme Court of the State of New York, County of New York, Palagonia pled guilty to and was convicted of the charges of enterprise corruption and 1 count of Martin Act securities fraud. So he
white collar crime.
Yes, he was a white collar criminal doing like a pump and dump scheme. I don't even know what that is, but that's what I read somewhere. And he went to jail. He went to prison for 2 years.
Okay.
Was barred from ever working in the finance sector like that again. Meanwhile, Spike Lee has been casting this man in his movies. Al Palagonia is in 3 or 4 of Spike Lee's movies. Yes.
Like on film? In the movies?
In the movies, yes. He was in, I'm pretty sure he was in He Got Game. He was in Summer of Sam, 25th Hour. This man is in almost every one of Spike Lee's movies. What? So he gets out of jail in 2008. He founds a company called Apollo Jets, which is what his sweatshirt is. It is like the biggest jet provider to celebrities. And I went on their website, Madeline, they have like a luxury magazine, like how Amex has departures.
Stop.
No, they have like this is, it is so crazy.
Do you think, so much to unpack there. Do you think, remember when we were talking about like, is Timmy going to go to Indiana for the game? Well, he did. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Do you think he flew on an Apollo jet? Like, do you think
that is
this guy is the guy who's facilitating all these celebrities going to Knicks games?
Yes.
These away games?
Yes, I do. He also, his firm like coordinates the buying and selling of jets.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
I mean, they're worldwide. Oh. This is like a massive, massive operation.
Wow. He turned that failure into a big business.
Big business.
So
the
we should all be like Mr. Patagonia.
The moral of the story is do a little light white collar crime. 2 years, that's not bad. You come out, you've got some street cred, you've got a little bit of mystique to you.
Right.
And you start another business for rich people because they're like,
wow,
this guy cheated in a way that I respect.
That is 100% what happened.
and Spike Lee just sits next to him at every game.
But he's that is wild. And he's in these movies. Is he going to be in the new Spike Lee movie? The Denzel Washington one?
Oh my God. Well, now I was going to watch it anyway,
Wow.
but now we're watching it
Just for him.
Mr. Patagonia.
Oh.
Al Patagonia, he got game with Denzel Washington, Ray Allen. He played the sports agent with the driveway full of exotic cars in that movie.
So crazy.
That's who that guy is next to Spike Lee. It has been driving me crazy.
Do they have shared season tickets together?
I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know. There's a world in which Al Patagonia could be sponsoring Spike Lee in a way. Like, I know Spike Lee buys his own tickets, but also what if there's some sort of deal that, like, I'm going to
he's transporting them to the games.
Yeah,
the away games.
Well, he has to be.
He has to be.
He has to be. But I could not believe it. I was like, who's this guy? I was like, oh, he's some, guy from New Jersey who owns a private jet company. No, he is an actor, a white-collar criminal.
Wow.
I mean, if you have your name on an SEC.gov page,
not great.
That's about as real as it gets.
Yeah, that's pretty real. Wow. Okay.
So,
I did not know all of that. That is shocking information, and I did know it before, and now I will never forget it.
Never.
Seeing Spike Lee sitting next to this man next season.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah. Also,
Wow.
very good advertising because he put his name on his hoodie, and then I could figure out who he was. I mean, I mean, not his name, but
the company's name.
Yeah.
And it's good advertising.
Yeah. What about an Al Patagonia collab?
What if they made the Patagonia baggy shorts, and instead of it saying Patagonia, it just said Patagonia
Oh my God.
in the Patagonia
Okay,
logo?
now I really want merch
that
is just Al Patagonia in the
that's
Patagonia.
your Wilder Things Substack merch. Yes.
Yes.
You need to do some.
We'll
yes.
do that for the show eventually.
Okay. Yeah, we need to do
Al Patagonia. Wilder Hill Media Inc. sells Al Patagonia until we get a cease and desist from
I would love
Patagonia.
that. If we get a cease and desist, that would be even funnier.
Yeah, and then we'll have our own page on SEC.gov.
Oh, how chic.
It all comes full circle.
How chic.
Anyways, really excited to tell you that.
Wow. Well, speaking of courtside at Knicks games, Timmy and Kylie did go to that game 6 in Indiana.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Timothée Chalamet, Kylie Jenner.
Yep.
They are
at courtside.
They're the younger generation of fandom. I respect Timmy's fandom so deeply.
He's deep in there. Do you think Spike Lee sat him down and was like, here's like the rules of the road to be like the next Knicks super fan kind of face of the courtside? Because Spike Lee is the face of the Knicks courtside seats.
We should only be so lucky. Here's what I want.
What?
I want a Spike Lee movie about Spike Lee training the next fan of the Knicks.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like a Karate Kid, but for Knicks fandom.
I would love that.
Also, why is Timothée Chalamet wearing this brand Chrome Hearts?
He's wearing so much Chrome Hearts.
It's really and it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And it's pretty ugly.
Not
and
my fave.
It works for him.
Yes.
Like he went, my husband made a good point that Timmy wore a jumpsuit to this last Knicks game. Mm-hmm. And usually the dominant color of a Knicks getup is blue because who wants to wear like all orange? Timmy went full orange.
He looked like a little traffic cone out there.
He did.
Just standing saying, watch out.
Saying, watch out, trouble's coming for the Knicks.
Yield ahead. Caution.
Caution, Pacers on the road.
Pothole reported ahead.
Big bump. We got a big...
Instead of bing bong.
Big bump. Big bump. Car's going to break down. We're nearing the end of the road. We're at the end of the road. Road's over, folks.
Now it's time for the road home.
Warm up the bus.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't love all the Chrome Hearts, but here's what I'll say about that dynamic. Like, Kylie is down bad for Timmy to get on a plane and go to Indiana. When I don't know, has Kylie Jenner ever been to Indiana? No shade to the state of Indiana. However, I don't feel like she's been, and so for her to get on that plane, presumably Mr. Patagonia's, to fly on out to Indiana, even if it was for a couple hours, that's ride or die for your man.
Listen,
Mr. Chalamet.
With all due respect to Indianapolis, you could barely get me to Indianapolis on a Saturday night. I went for All-Star a few years ago.
All right.
Wide streets.
Probably a Marriott, a couple hotels.
No, do you want to know where I stayed?
Where'd you stay? Where'd you stay?
Madeline.
Where'd you stay?
This was
I'm scared.
I was too.
Oh, no.
So it was last minute. So they didn't have a lot of room left.
Yeah.
So I got a room, what I thought was a room.
No.
At like an old train depot that's been converted to a hotel.
Okay.
It's some chain. I can't remember what, maybe a Residence Inn. They tell me where my room is. I go up, and there's this an unused train that sort of goes around the edges of
Interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. And I couldn't find my room number. I'm looking at the wall of numbers. I go back down. I'm like, I don't. My room number doesn't exist. And they're like, oh no, it's one of the train cars. What? I slept in a train car converted into a hotel room inside a building with no windows except to the hallway in Indianapolis.
So it was your version of a streetcar named Charlotte.
It was a streetcar named Charlotte, and I did not desire it whatsoever. Madeline, I cried. I'm sitting there.
No windows?
No, I'm sitting there. You know how trains have like steps? It's an old train. It's an old metal train. What? There are steps to get up to the room.
I gotta look up this hotel.
I have my bags. I sat down on the steps of the train and I cried.
That is.
They didn't have any other room.
So shocking. Is it the Union Station Train Hotel?
I don't even.
Train hotel rooms, Crown Plaza Hotel.
Yeah, Crown Plaza. That was my room.
No. Wait. Okay, for those just listening, again, we'll insert a photo. These rooms, was it one of these?
Yes.
It is literally like, it looks like a convention center. It's like carpeted hall carpet.
Huge cavernous space.
And then there's straight up just a train. Imagine just a train inside with steps up to.
Imagine an old timey train. Like if you've seen Sinners, like the train from Sinners recently.
Yes.
That's what this is. I slept in there.
I would have a meltdown.
I had a full-on meltdown.
No window.
Except to the outside. If you wanted natural light, because there was a skylight in the hallway, you had to keep the... So I'm like, I'm not going to open... I was like, I'm going to get murdered in here. So that's why I don't know that I would go to Indianapolis on a Saturday night. It was probably 10 feet wide. The bed, like you could barely get around. It's a train car.
You know what I like picturing is if Kylie and Timmy stayed there overnight, which I don't think they did, but if they did,
mm-hmm.
Do you think that still, like, they're famous and I'm sure they have a manager who does all their hotel bookings and whatever. We're looking up top hotels in Indianapolis and also saw this online and we're like, who the hell wants to stay
it's like
in the train car?
Like, why sleep in a private jet when you can sleep in your own train car in Indianapolis?
Indoors.
It's also still a working train station. So you just hear the train.
No, what? I hate everything about this. It's like a bad.
So when so look, I'm happy for the Pacers. I think Oklahoma City Pacers, the Oklahoma City Thunder, Indianapolis Pacers, Indiana Pacers, Indiana, not Indiana, whatever.
Well, we won't say what I said earlier.
We had to cut this out. Madeline,
we cut something.
Madeline,
you're not hearing it right now.
That the Indiana Fever beat the New York Knicks. The boys of the Fever. The Pacers.
It was on accident. Okay.
So look, I think it's going to be a fun matchup. I also think all these people saying like two small markets, it's not going to be interesting. I think the basketball could be great. Also, nobody cared about Denver really before Nikola Jokic.
True.
You have a huge star in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP.
Yep.
Huge star in Tyrese Halliburton, even though he drives me crazy and he's like a WWE wrestling heel.
I know.
And he is talented.
Yeah.
Those can become household names. This could be fun. It's like in a reality show. When you have, like Selling Sunset, they bring in Emma. And you're like, as an OG viewer, you're like, well, I don't want to care about a new person. Emma?
No.
By the end of the season, you're pretty locked in on Emma.
Well, speaking of reality show about those two players.
Yeah.
Netflix really won the lottery with their upcoming season of Starting Five, that Netflix show where it follows.
Oh, wait, I don't know who they're following.
They're both in it. SGA and Tyrese Halliburton are starring in that show.
Oh, well.
That they already have been filming all season.
Great.
How good is that? I mean, that's great television.
Incredible.
Yeah, anyways.
So
I just got lucky with that.
To just bring this full circle. However, it is not a sexy matchup. Oklahoma City, Indianapolis. You're going between the two. There aren't even direct flights. It's not sexy. Maybe it could be sexy, but if you have to sleep in a train car, if there is a hotel in your city that is a train car inside a convention center, that city is not sexy. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I like living in New York. The train car traumatized.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to say. If someone listening to this podcast lives in New York, works in hospitality, and is like, we're doing a train car hotel. It's going to be sick. Don't you think people would do it? It'll be like the
sounds-
Ace or something. The Ace will make us.
Don't do it.
It'll be like an L train hotel.
Your guests will be unhappy. An L train hotel.
Where do they put the curtains? Just on the little window.
Converted subway.
And it's also underground. I would combust also. I would be so claustrophobic.
You would have. You would. You understand why I had. So
No. I get a little claustrophobic on trains sometimes. Yeah. So yeah. No.
I mean, look, I love trains,
and I
really do.
take them. I just have to sometimes I put on hype music sometimes.
What?
I'll put on
What is hype music for a train? What? What do you?
No, I'll listen to some old Soulja Boy or something.
What?
From when a middle school. I'll think of this is gonna sound crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't sound normal.
I might not keep this in.
It doesn't. No, we will.
Sometimes when I'm on trains, I'm a little panicky. A little in the winter, especially wearing the coat. I get a little claustrophobic.
On the subway?
On the subway.
Oh, not Amtrak.
Oh, not Amtrak. No. That's above ground.
Subway.
That's
yes.
fine.
Subway.
I'm
yes.
talking about the subway.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna hype myself. So I put in what's my hype music, to be on the train to be distracted, but it's kind of loud music. And for whatever reason, I end up always putting on middle school dance music. I'm is it nostalgic? I guess. Do I listen to Soulja Boy outside of any other times? Not usually. So sometimes I'll just go through the hits. 3-6 Mafia.
You put on Soulja Boy.
You know what?
To feel better about taking.
This episode's so unhinged. Yeah, I do sometimes.
I'm crying.
I do sometimes. What's your hype music? What would be a pump up, just kind of
Oh, you
it's
know
almost
what I do?
tunnel. It's your walkout song if you're a baseball player. Mine is apparently Soulja Boy. Any song from the Soulja Boy catalog.
Elite walkout song. Actually, I have been. Now that you say it.
What? Have you been listening to Soulja Boy?
But sometimes if I'm feeling, some type of way about getting on the train.
Yeah.
Also, I once got completely knocked over on the platform.
Oh my
So
God.
I was I had to hype myself up again to get back
that's
on the
scary.
train. Yeah,
Yeah.
not to bring the mood down, but what
it's terrible.
So the Drive soundtrack.
That is
To the movie
so
Drive.
unbelievably specific.
Well, try it. I feel like the coolest. Ryan Gosling with that scorpion jacket. That's what I feel like when I listen to Drive on the subway. A real human being, and it's dun 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 dun. It's you feel invincible.
I would love for both you and I to be on the subway together, both listening to our hype music. You're listening to the Drive soundtrack. I'm listening to middle school rap music.
You want to do a mashup?
Honestly,
Soulja Boy Drive soundtrack.
honestly, that would probably be pretty good.
Yeah, remember Girl Talk?
Yeah, of course.
Girl Talk came to my college once.
Oh, and remember they had the website with all the remixes, wasn't it them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With it was a whole page. It just
I think
kept
we
scrolling.
should bring back mashups.
Bring back a
mashup.
mashup.
Hits different.
If someone can mash up the Drive soundtrack and Crank That by Soulja Boy,
Oh, please, someone do it.
please send it to us.
That's above our. Can
can't
you do it?
No, I can't do that.
I can't either.
GarageBand.
Well, I don't know. You're good at computers,
I'm good at computers. That is true.
and that's a computer thing.
Charlotte, as Charlotte posted her meme, prints out an email.
Yeah. Well, sometimes
You know what? Can I say something? Wow, this episode is so off the rails. I purchased well, my husband purchased it. A label maker or label printer for our labels for my hats.
For your hats.
For my budding personal foul merch business.
hat empire.
My hat empire.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, having that at home is life-changing. It was $65, I think. So it's not no
What
money,
kind of
but
label? Like a
mailing laser
label?
prints mail shipping labels. So anytime you have a return, it's you
Yeah.
gotta print it
Yeah.
out. You gotta go scan the cart. Nope. Upload it to the little app. Boom, printing it.
Oh, I'm gonna be.
I'm
using
printing
that.
it. You can come over. You can print it. Anything.
I'm
anything.
scared
anytime.
of
It's
the
literally only
mail.
for the small labels.
Oh.
And so we have now a giant box of 1,000 labels.
Do you just make funny ones sometimes?
No, but I should.
Oh,
That's
I'm
a great
gonna
idea.
come over. I'm gonna
you
make some
can.
funny labels.
You can. So if anyone buys a hat and sees the label, it's our home label.
It'll say Loserville. What?
Please continue.
No, I would make a label.
Oh, because I have a
someone's
label
name.
print.
No, it's someone's name, and then you say Loserville, USA. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God. All right. Well, Josh Allen and Hailee Steinfeld got married.
They did.
Let's
they got
talk
married.
about that.
Sorry, I got logged out of my master topic doc. So I'm like, why does Google Docs sometimes
Google-
just log me? It just logged me out.
Google thinks that the sports gossip show drive folders are state secrets.
It's crazy. Every time.
I get kicked out of this more than I
Constantly.
get kicked out of my bank.
I know. Constantly. Constantly.
You're gone for 2 seconds and they're like, we have to protect this production doc.
You got it. It's very important. Yes, Hailee Steinfeld, actress, entrepreneur, newsletter
writer.
not on Substack.
No, her
Could you
own
imagine
one.
if she was on Substack? I actually think that would be kind of iconic.
I do too.
Anyways,
I've said it before, I'll say it again.
What?
Never read more words and learned less than Hailee Steinfeld's newsletter. And I say that as a
Incredible.
compliment because it is very hard.
that is very hard.
Like, as a celebrity, you don't want anybody to know anything interesting.
No.
But you want a newsletter.
Yeah, exactly. You want the subscriber list.
She's smart.
Yeah, smart.
All right.
Anyway, she married Josh Allen, quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, at the San Ysidro Ranch in Montecito, California, this past Saturday.
Wait.
What?
You called this.
That they were going to get married in Santa Barbara.
No, at the San Ysidro
Did I
Ranch.
say that? Did I actually say that? Because I was
Yes.
thinking I did.
You said that. When they got engaged, we'll go back and find the episode.
Oh my God, we'll clip it.
You said, I bet they'll get married at San Ysidro or something.
Well, you know that's
she's from
Is she from? She's from LA.
LA.
Yes, she is from LA.
Tarzana.
She's from Tarzana. What I said in my newsletter about this, like now I'm like, I need to go back and listen to what I said, because San Ysidro, stunning. It's a beautiful property, right?
It's a very high-end hotel.
Very
right?
high end, very
Okay.
high end. Beautiful gardens, etc. They feel more like a Rosewood Miramar couple. Like it's like Pinterest photo inspo weddings.
Okay, like what? Like paint a picture for me of what a Miramar wedding
Like,
would look
okay,
like.
picture this.
Yeah.
It would be the black and white tile
Okay.
in a clear tent.
Yeah.
You know, with like twinkly lights or something like that.
Yeah.
And they use that one photographer. What's that guy's name?
My
The
friend,
Vogue guy.
the,
Who's like
Jose
yes.
Avila. Jose Avila.
Yes. And no shade to him.
The fact that we knew that.
We contain multitudes.
I mean, come on.
no, we really do.
But yes.
it's like very perfect.
And like maybe indoor lighting package that's at least $50,000. Like a chandelier
Yes.
that somehow manages. It's like trying not to look
Yes.
like a stuffy chandelier.
It's like if the Kardashian photo booth filter was a hotel.
Okay.
That's kind of the aesthetic.
Sorry, say no more.
Whereas San Ysidro, again, expensive hotel, probably the same price as
Yep.
Rosewood, if not more expensive.
Yep.
Beautiful property, located very close to each other.
Wait, I've been on their website before.
It's stunning. It's stunning.
And it has pictures where there's like a lot of horizon, a lot of sky, a lot, and then like the beautiful ranch.
Yes,
and you're
and there's,
like
like,
from
greenery.
Yeah, and it's green, and you're
Yeah.
removed, and it's
Yeah, it's beautiful. Again, stunning property, but feels like a little too Silver Lake or, you know, like Los Feliz of LA vibes.
yes.
Whereas Rosewood is like Santa Monica vibes. And I feel like they're more Santa Monica vibes.
So
You know what I mean?
it feels like they did a wedding that should have not have been at the San Ysidro Ranch.
It
is
should have
what
been a
you're saying.
Rosewood, I think.
Well, also the flowers
Oh, the flowers.
just compressed.
They're shoved in there. So
Shoved in
if you don't know, we've talked about this before, but a lot of athletes historically, I've looked at over 30 or 40 of them. They all use the same aesthetic where it's mostly white flowers shoved, just compressed, just tightly
shoved in there.
in there, usually with some sort of greenery. It can be in the shape of an arch, the bouquets, the flowers on the ground. Like they're all just compressed.
Yeah.
Compressed flowers.
Just.
And I had high hopes for Hailee.
I did too. I don't know why.
I just felt
Do you
like,
know what I mean?
I don't know. I just was like, she'll do interesting flowers. And again, they're beautiful flowers, but they're so compressed. These
Just-
paparazzi photos that came out, they have like a floral, is it an arch?
It was more like just like two columns of flat, like
Yeah.
almost shaped like Christmas trees, which is funny.
it felt
'cause
like Christmas
They
tree.
had like a lot of evergreen. I've never seen so many fir trees
so
at
many.
a wedding in LA in the summer.
What was going on
I've never
there?
seen so many fir trees at a wedding in general, even a winter wedding. They had like the hedges of the like the ball shaped.
Yes.
And look,
I didn't get married at San
I got
Ysidro.
married in my parents' backyard.
I got married in a driveway.
Yeah, right.
So-
Look at me.
Come on.
I'm wearing.
I'm wearing my baggies.
Yeah, we are not wearing opera gloves like Hailee Steinfeld would.
No.
But, you know, it's like when a guy is sitting on a couch
Yeah.
eating a bunch of chips, talking about how a quarterback isn't throwing very well.
Yeah. Correct.
Somebody has to do that for weddings.
Someone
and
has
we're
to-
here to fill that
We're
void.
here to do that for athlete weddings.
Yeah. Thought it would be a little funkier.
I did too.
But, then again, Josh Allen had sort of the least funky players in his wedding.
Okay.
I don't know why. They were all just like kind of, big.
Just guys.
They're just guys.
Guys being guys.
Mitch Trubisky, backup quarterback, who has not been great and was drafted above Patrick Mahomes.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so never judge a quarterback by where he was drafted.
Draft pick?
Yep.
Location?
Yep.
Draft order?
As the old saying goes, the old adage. Tight end Dawson Knox, offensive tackle Spencer Brown.
Wow, okay, well, all right.
Also, Larry David.
Larry David was there.
The creator
what?
of Seinfeld.
What was he doing there?
I saw some people joking, being like, maybe he got confused because he was one T away from Steinfeld. Hailee Steinfeld. Maybe
I thought it was for him.
He thought it was like a reunion.
Maybe so, or maybe he got invited and it was not. It was for a different. It was for Larry's Steinfeld. I for a second I was like, "What's her last name?"
Larry Steinfeld,
the cousin.
Oh, Larry,
cousin
right.
Larry.
Cousin Larry. There's a cousin Larry at every big wedding.
There is, of course. Well,
Maybe
of course.
they just needed to fill the like kooky quotient.
Maybe they did.
They were like, we gotta have somebody funny at this
Who
wedding.
fits more in the San
Lot of-
Ysidro vibes?
A lot of big square shaped men.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it is a lot. Well, I'm sure we will see 75 to 95 images from this wedding in a Vogue exclusive in the matter of days, I would guess.
I can't wait.
I
I live for a Vogue exclusive.
Oh, me too.
Couldn't be me, but
Couldn't be me. It was almost me.
it was almost you. Dodged a
Was.
bullet on that one.
Yeah. Fun fact, I was ghosted.
By Vogue.
Yeah. Fun fact. It was
Wow.
supposed to
Very
happen.
chic.
But you know what? I think I definitely would have been the only driveway wedding in Vogue.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, but it was beautiful.
It was beautiful, but it's for the best. It's all good. No hard feelings, Vogue.
All right. So there is another, the NBA finals we
Yeah.
talked about. There's a Stanley Cup final.
Yes.
Stanley Cup final, NHL,
Yeah.
National Hockey League. They have no S at the end of final.
No.
NBA finals,
Interesting.
which makes me think which is correct. Because if you think about it, finals is, I guess it implies multiple games.
But it's not all the final game.
Well, final is the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
So-
going final.
Me too, which is not what I thought I would say when I started
No,
asking
me
that
neither.
question.
Me neither. I'm going final.
That was a quick turnaround.
Hockey,
Quick
I
180.
think you're onto something.
Wow. Well, all right, we have a matchup. It's the Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers. They played each other last year. And this is as geographically far away from each other as two hockey teams can be.
So far.
You have to go from South Florida to wherever the heck up there in Canada.
It's far. And Canada, I don't know if you know this, has historically not had a great track record with the Stanley Cup Final. Canada, that is your national sport.
It's been
what are we doing here?
32 years
32 years
since
okay.
a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup.
I mean, that is a
and
long
it was
time.
The Canadiens.
Is it spelled like I-E-N-E-S?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
maybe not an E at the end. Canadian. C-A-N. I can't spell things out loud.
well, whatever. Doesn't matter.
All right. So this is the third time that the Panthers have been in the Stanley Cup Final in 3 years, I believe.
That's impressive.
And some people agreed with me. Some people didn't agree with me.
Yeah,
When I said hockey,
I know.
if you can't play it naturally there, if the water doesn't freeze, I'm not super about it. But shout out to the Panthers.
Shout out to the Panthers. I mean, here's what I'll say, I guess. After we said that, I did think about it more. And I guess you could argue if you're a bunch of Canadian elite hockey players and your Canadian teams kind of suck, you're like, I've grown up in cold, depressing weather. I want to go play hockey in pleasant weather where it's cold indoors, but then outside it's like nice and sunny.
Right, because like everyone
know.
on these teams are Canadian.
Yeah, they're
just playing-
100%.
playing
Obviously.
every
Don't fact check.
There
us.
is not a single American
Only
hockey player.
Canadians.
They've never existed.
never won.
No,
Couldn't
No.
tell you.
And people don't talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, because it isn't true, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So Connor McDavid is a star for the Oilers, and
Okay.
he's one of these guys who everyone's like, this guy's the future. He's actually
Yeah.
the present. They used to say that. He's really great.
Okay.
He needs to win. I believe he won the Conn Smythe Award, which is an award for best player.
Okay.
Whatever, but they didn't win, and he was really pissed last year. This is like he needs to win for his legacy.
Yeah. Okay.
What I would like to talk about though
Oh, no.
is his wedding, which happened in 2024. Because
Wow.
on the
Talk about legacy.
on the top, his Vogue wedding spread
Oh, no.
Vogue Australia.
Oh,
What?
they couldn't get Vogue America, the red one?
No.
Oh. Wait, is he Australian?
No.
Oh. Is his wife Australian? She looks like she's wearing, I'm going to guess the dress. Is it Alex Perry?
I know.
Oh,
exactly.
if it is. I really hope it is.
Alex Perry.
No.
No, but it does have that
damn.
bodice top. Anyway.
Well, because it's also an Australian brand.
I wanted
So then
to,
I started thinking maybe the wife's Australian.
I wanted to just check the flowers real quick here. Oh wow. Look pretty compressed.
I gave them a 6 out of 10 on the compressed scale.
Yeah, I think it's actually
There's some
not-
flowers that are being
well,
I feel like that meme, that girl, she's like,
the kombucha meme.
yeah. Okay, so for those listening, again, if you're watching, we will insert the images. It is looks like a drink cart or something with flowers, and it's kind of like a half arch. And I would say they are 30% compressed, but they are different colored flowers, and they're a little bit more organically placed.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm into it. Also some stuff on a tennis court. Fun.
Oh no. Oh, we were doing so good.
All right, the altar
Connor.
piece. Yeah, it's just a bunch of white roses just shoved in
And
there.
they're like they're on like pedestals.
Yeah, and then some hydrangeas. All right, well, what are you gonna do?
Well,
they got halfway there.
That's a little disappointing, but you know what? At least some of it wasn't compressed.
All right. And that's the important stuff to know about the Stanley Cup Final.
That's all you have to know. That's it. That's it. You can use those talking points at your watch party.
Yeah, it's can the Panthers win back to back and or the flowers at Connor McDavid's funny. Okay. There was a video that went around of Steph Curry.
Oh my God.
The great NBA player, plays for the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
Absolutely vibing his face off.
Yes.
Singing every word, even mouthing the like, like at a Benson Boone concert.
It was at Bottle Rock, which is a music festival in Napa.
Oh.
It's like in wine country. I believe it was at Bottle
So
Rock.
that's why he had like the hat on, the Stetson on.
Steph Curry is wearing like a Coachella hat from 2016 is the only way I could describe it.
Yeah.
And when it panned, it's Benson performing and then it pans to the VIP tent, I'm like, who could this possibly be that this video is everyone's making such a hubbub about? To see Steph Curry be not on my bingo card.
Get you someone who looks at you the way Steph Curry looks at Benson Boone. I'm serious. This man that I've never seen. That was love. That was true love.
No, I don't know if I actually don't know if I've seen him that happy
and ever
publicly,
even after winning
multiple championships.
No, this man.
He was jazzed.
There are children just screaming outside our window.
They're jazzed too.
The mics might not pick that up, but I'm going to close the window.
Okay, go close the window.
Okay, 1 second.
To see him that jazzed was pretty shocking because even when he's on a run shooting a bunch of threes during a game and he's smirking, he's not this happy.
No. This was bliss.
It was bliss.
This was a man who he's not at work.
No.
He doesn't have anything to do but be there and enjoy it. Benson Boone is he was discovered on American Idol.
I didn't know he was an American Idol guy.
He was. And Benson Boone, when
I didn't know
that
people
song
were still
wait.
I didn't know people were still discovered on American Idol.
Well, because they make a big effort to not let you know that.
I'm shocked, actually. Wow.
I know.
Okay,
well,
sorry.
I didn't.
Sorry
I
to
was
interrupt.
shocked. I was shocked too when I found out.
Okay. Anyway.
That song, stay.
Well, he just does a lot of backflips.
Well, so
which we've talked about.
I wrote Benson Boone off. Hear me out. I thought Benson Boone was like, and I think I said this before, the Imagine Dragons of this generation. He actually might be the Freddie Mercury. He covered Queen. He covered Queen at Coachella.
Okay.
Go watch that performance. He's unbelievable. He is unbelievable. He's wearing a sparkly suit like Freddie Mercury. He's doing backflips. He sounds amazing. And so I actually might have been looking at Benson Boone kind of like Steph Curry was like. I think I'm a Boone head now.
No, I know what you are.
What?
Just like your technical skills as a boomer.
No.
You're a booner.
What?
You're a booner.
Oh, Benson Booner.
You're a boomer.
I was like,
with your tech skills.
Something about that.
A booner? You don't like it?
So, well, what's wrong with that? But workshop it. It's 1-0 away from being a problem.
Oh, was like, in my head, I'm like, what?
I just watch you. Okay, so
I just paused. I was like, what letter? What are you talking about? Okay, sure.
I'm a Benson Booner.
Yours is better?
What?
Your nickname?
Mine? A Boone.
A Boone head? Yeah, great one. That's
Okay,
really good.
All I'm saying, people were giving Steph a hard time, and I'm here to defend him because if I saw Benson Boone live, I would be very excited too.
And you and Steph would be over there doing backflips.
Steph knew every
little
vocal trill.
Oh yeah, he's locked in.
Unbelievable.
You know that is in his hype playlist. Speaking of playlists, some Benson Boone is definitely on Steph Curry's playlist for next season.
Madeline listens to Soulja Boy. I listen to the Drive soundtrack. Steph Curry's out here walking into the tunnel with stay.
Perfect trio. What could get better than that?
Someone toss Benson Boone into the mashup.
Yeah, throw it in. Wow.
All right.
Okay. I think we need to end on something that is just so predictable yet so shocking every time we see it.
Yeah. I'm going to pull this up on my phone.
Please pull it up.
I took some screenshots here.
Tom Brady, legendary former NFL quarterback, current divorced man. Famously
divorced man.
He posted a bunch of stuff on his Instagram story that you said, go look at Tom. I think all you said was go look at Tom's Instagram story. I knew what you meant. I knew she meant Tom Brady. She just said, go look at Tom's Instagram
But then I caught myself and I said, Tom isn't Tom Brady. Ha, 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 ha. And then I was like, my brain is rotten.
All you think about is Tom Brady. That is so deep in your Massachusetts brain. Of course I knew you meant Tom Brady.
To text someone,
what other Tom?
To text someone, go look at Tom's Instagram story.
What other Tom? Tom, the one that's married or getting married to Zendaya? What's his name? Holland.
It could have been him, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It would never have been him. It's all Tom. Go look at Tom's Instagram story. It's always going to be Tom Brady.
Yes.
So we start out nighttime on a canal. He puts 2 emojis. We know he loves heart emojis. He usually does the 3 red hearts in a row.
Yes.
This is 1 heart eyes emoji and 100 with the 2 lines under it. Pretty canal.
Yeah, nice.
Lovely.
Nice nighttime setting.
All right. So next one. You know the like paint and sip
nights
yes. Where you go
color me mine.
Yeah, and you get
it's like that vibe.
A painting it's a picture of a painting on an easel with a little a palette of paints, which honestly they've really only got the primary colors in green, so he's gonna have to mix his own paints here.
Yeah, DIY.
Next one.
He knows how to work under pressure.
He painted it.
Tom
We'll
Brady
add in images.
Painted some what are sunflowers, I think.
Hear me out.
What?
Later on in this story, not spoiler alert, we find out I think he's in the Netherlands.
Yes.
Or in Holland. Is that the same thing?
Sure. Yeah, it's fine.
Van Gogh.
Yes, I was going to.
Famously from one of those places.
Yes. Charlotte killing it with the geography today.
I'm so bad at geography. Anyway, this is clearly a sunflower.
Okay.
Van Gogh's sunflowers. Then we go to, he's on a boat on a canal.
Yep.
Nice. We got the sun.
Yep.
We got prayer hand emojis.
Yep.
Another one.
With a heart.
Same picture, other side of the boat.
With a heart.
The 3 red hearts make an appearance on this one.
He loves those 3 red hearts.
It's Tom and his son. I believe that's Ben, because my brain is broken.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Next one is just Tom from the flag of the place that he's in.
The Netherlands?
Holland? No. What is that? Yeah.
The Netherlands.
Great, the Netherlands.
Confirm the flag.
From Netherlands with love.
Heart emoji.
Okay. All right.
And it's also a selfie that is the most divorced dad. He's going to post this on Facebook and check in on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So then today, so that was yesterday. Today, we get at Pizza Beppe, so delicious, another Netherlands flag.
Yeah.
He says, American by birth, Dutch by appetite.
I didn't know the Dutch
With
ate a lot.
the emoji going, smiling with its tongue out.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. And then another 100. And then a picture of him and his daughter, Vivian, cruising through life with my favorite co-pilot. Heart, heart, heart.
You know what that last one reminds me of with his daughter?
What?
Is LeBron posting smiling through it all. Can't believe this is my life.
Yes. This is 2025 smiling through it all.
It is. The other thing I will add to that last frame is he posted it like sideways. Like the image is not, it's a vertical photo, but he's like, clearly took it before and then like turned it sideways. And he didn't change the color background or anything.
No.
This man's going rogue on his stories. A social media manager for a celebrity, in my experience, would not allow that to be published themselves.
No.
He's going rogue.
He's operating his own channels. And I saw these and I thought to myself, these are the stories of someone who wants somebody specific to look at them. Truly, this is what you do if you've gone through a breakup, or not even a breakup, if there's a break in a situationship, or if you're talking to someone and you want them to think your life looks great. This is designed for one specific person. Feels like maybe a woman, because it's like, look how I here with my kids. Here's the pizza. Look at this beautiful place I'm in. And then the selfie doing the kind of, which honestly, and I don't mean this in a mean way, it gives me the ick a little bit.
Yeah.
Of just like the smize, the closed mouth smile with like looking at the
soft.
camera.
It's like, hey.
And you're like, this is for one person to see.
One person only.
I'm dying to know who it is.
I have absolutely no idea.
But do you think
it's for sure for
okay.
a woman? For sure. It's definitely for someone. He wants a woman to see it. That he's either courting, dating, wants to date.
There are so many slides. He's begging for someone to respond to that.
100%. Well, because here's my thing too. Not to really dig into Tom Brady's psyche here.
Let's do it.
But let's do it. Okay. I would argue, Giselle sacrificed a lot for him. Mm-hmm. She basically ran their lives to support him in his career. So he's used to having someone in his life who's a woman that he's with romantically, who's kind of like taking care of him.
Yes.
And I bet you he got divorced. He kind of screwed things up with Giselle, and he's missing that. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I need someone back in my life who can be that person again.
So smart. Hence also the pictures of him with his kids.
Exactly.
Because that's giving off, look, I'm a domestic man.
I'm a good dad.
I'm wholesome.
I'm taking my kids on vacation.
Taking my kids here. Yeah. You know, wish you were here.
Yeah, it's
vibes.
Literally that vibe. 100%. Wow.
And it's just funny how much you can tell if you're someone who's used the internet for a while. I would never, ever, first of all, I'm married and I don't want anyone specific to see my story.
Yeah.
But even if I did, I wouldn't do that because it's so obviously what it is.
Yeah. Is he not thinking?
But again, maybe the woman he wants to see it is.
Yeah.
Maybe. I bet she DM'd him.
Oh, I'm sure.
I bet it worked.
And
you could argue, beautiful thing.
Or you could argue it's not working because he's still posting the stories.
Oh, yeah. She hasn't taken the bait yet.
Hasn't taken the bait.
Huh. Anyway,
interesting.
I love it. All right.
Well,
we had a lot more, but we got a little bogged down in Indianapolis.
We did.
I'm sorry.
Train car.
Yeah, we'll do another episode soon. You guys know how this works.
Thank you as always for listening. As we said up top, please like and subscribe, rate and review. It makes a huge difference. We so appreciate it.
Buy Madeline's hats.
Oh yeah, buy my hats.
Impersonalfoul.com.
Subscribe to Charlotte's newsletter, The Wilder Things.
Yeah, whatever. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And good night and good
days.
luck.
Okay,
bye.